So as I shared earlier, we want to make sure kids are reading 20 minutes a day most days. We're going to give ourselves some grace for those days that doesn't happen. However, if we find that over time, again and again and again, we have more days that they're not reading than that they are, typically it means there's got to be something that's addressed. Kids should have time to read at home. If it's an accessibility thing, meaning they just don't have books, we got to lean in on our libraries and on our teachers and schools to make sure we're getting books that are sent home for kids to read. But oftentimes I find that there's two things that keep kids from reading. One, busy schedules, and two, technology. So busy schedules, oftentimes we pride ourselves on how busy we are. We've got so many good things to do. Oh, I'm involved in this at church and whatever. But we need to make sure we're taking the time to be home as families. It's the same thing, eating dinners around the table. These need to be a priority, and I think reading is in that list of priorities. So if we find that kids are not finding that time during the week because we're too busy, we probably need to step back and see what we can say no to, see what we need to remove so that they can have time to do that, to be together. The other thing that I find is I don't read much during the school year as much as I'd like during the school year. I do a lot during the summer or during Christmas break and spring break and that kind of thing. But during the school year, I just don't find I have the time. But if I'm honest with myself, it's because I'm busying myself sometimes with things I don't need to be doing. And also, there's just technology that's getting in the way. I think about how Netflix and Facebook and these kind of things, they consume our time. And I need to do a better job personally of setting those things aside. And also just setting up boundaries for my family. So this past summer, I read a book called The Tech-Wise Family. I'll link it down below. A really good, quick read about setting boundaries with technology and how we can kind of nudge our family into making better choices. So this might include not putting TVs in bedrooms. This might include having a parking spot for technology where we leave it be for those last 2 hours before bed, whatever it might be. Limiting screen time. We need to, if we find that over and over kids are not able to get their reading in, we need to be the mature adults to step back and say, what's getting in the way? Are we too busy? Is technology taking over? Again, I'll highly recommend this book, The Tech-Wise Family. I think you'd find it very, very fruitful. It comes from a Christian perspective, and I'm excited to share it with you. So hopefully, however difficult it is to hear and to think and reflect on, hopefully we can find a way to remove some of those distractions, remove some of that busyness, and allow our kids not only just to have time to read, but just to be, and to be home, and to be together as a family.